Get ready to get warm in here. It's gonna get warm in here. Running a little bit late. Thank you. Forget their name. Talon, what's that? Talon Weatherby was that guy. All right. And you can hear all that music over there on our thing. So here we go. You ready? Sure. Why not?
Are you just trying to navigate adulthood in a world that still expects you to have it all figured out? Welcome to This Is 50 with your host, Travis Holmes.
I am so... Oh, before I get too out of control, I'm so pissed off. Remember the good old days? Do you remember the good old days when you could just sit back and drink a Country Time lemonade? And all your money would be in one account, and then some dipshit made you get all your money and put it all in other accounts? Fuck! Jesus Christ! No wonder people stay with a bank so long that they get so pissed off, and then they try to change a bank to another bank because they got better, whatever, whatever the case may be. And you're trying to change everything over, all your automatic deposits, all your automatic stuff. And then there's some people that are like, or some accounts that I have that I use for the show. By the way, welcome to This Is 50. This is my mental health show. I do this every Monday morning or Monday afternoon now at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you very much. There's your lead-in. A lot of the online stuff is connected through your debit card. Some things where I get paid through, whatever media sources where, I get paid. You need a routing number. They want a bank routing number. They want all this other stuff. And I've been dealing with the company that routes all my money, not PayPal. It's whatever platform that I use. They say, we need this. And and you call them up and say, hey, look, I need to cancel this. It needs to go into this now. Hi, I'd like to help you, but then I need to brick-a-doo and stick-a-doo and dirka-dirka. Fuck. So for the last 1 hour, 60 minutes, I've either been on hold or hung up on 3 times and got a new person, and they're like going, all right, you're trying to do this. Hi, I'm Pablo. Yeah, you're Pablo. Right. I'll dive into that more a little bit here later in the show. Actually, what happened? It's a simple thing. It's just numbers. It's just numbers. I just want to move them from here to here and be done with it. Something I always forget to do, I forget to change the background. So if you're watching us here on the YouTube channel, the first segment of the show goes live on our YouTube channel. This is 50 on YouTube. This is 50 show, sorry, on YouTube. And let's find a nice little beach scene today. I need a beach. I like to be on a beach today. So let's see if this one will work. Nope, there you go. There's your notification. That'll work for now, I guess. So everyone wants to know, Travis, how did your lunch date go with your dad for his birthday? Being that the show is now on Mondays, normally it's on Fridays, and we moved some stuff around. We've canceled a show or two to move some things around. It's weird because I usually do this show at the end of the week. All the stuff that happened at the beginning of the week, I'm ranting about it at the end of the week, and then I can continue through my weekend. Now I'm talking about it at the beginning of the week, so I'm trying to think of all the things that happened during last week to get everyone up to date. So it's a learning curve for you and me. So bear with me as we get on this learning curve. I got a lot to talk about. Mostly it's going to be about my dad's birthday, because there's a lot of things that happen with my dad's birthday, as far as going out to eat, having people, the world, because we don't get out much. We broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town called Marshville. We sit on about 22 some odd acres. We're out in the middle of nowhere. And I asked my dad, where do you want to go? And he goes, I want a steak. Okay. Where do you want a steak from? I like that. What's that? Horn Long? The extended horn place? Longhorn? Yeah, I like that. Okay, Dad, we'll go there. We'll go to Longhorn. What do you want? Did you look at their menu? I always say, Dad, look at their menu because he can see it on his screen before we go. Oh, I know exactly what I want. And we get there, he's like, sir, can I start you off with an appetizer? Huh? So, it's a learning curve. So we went to Longhorn. Now, it's a little bit out of my safety zone. And when I say my safety zone, as you guys know, I normally take my dad if he does something for me, like picks me up from the car dealership or getting some service done on my vehicle where I need an extra backup driver. He'll follow me out and then he'll pick me up and drop me off and do all that stuff. So I usually take him to Iron Thunder. You guys heard the story about Iron Thunder. It's a great little dive bar. And I say it's a dive bar. It's huge. The place is like probably 2,800 square feet. Could probably hold easily 900 some odd people in there. It's a great place. It's a biker bar. Great food. And I'm talking like bistro type food. Like they put a little twist on everything. It's not just hot dogs. It's not just hamburgers. It's not just whatever. Everything's got a little twist to it. And that's right inside my 10-mile safe zone, from the house. As far as drinking beer, that's where I was going with that. Longhorn's a little further out. It's in the 15-mile warning zone to have a couple beers and drive home. And I got a little spooked on the way home, and I'll dive into all that. I'm kind of teasing you up here, trying to build you all up, and then I'll pay everything off here as we go on. But one thing I will say at Longhorn, great food, had a great steak. My dad had a great time. I was worried about, when he gets a steak, he's going to complain about something. I myself, because it's lunchtime and I'm watching my figure, I had a 7-pepper sirloin salad. Never had that before. Or even thought, steak and salad. How do you throw hot steak on a salad and everything wilts? It was the best salad I've had in a very long time. Only because of the steak. Dad, how's your steak? It's a little, he got a ribeye. And there's a ribeye cap, on top. You got the ribeye and the ribeye cap. Well, you're supposed to start at the ribeye cap. He started at the other end of the steak. It's a little tough. And then halfway through, he's like, oh my God, this is delicious. This fucking manna from heaven. I had the 7-pepper sirloin salad. And it was maybe a 4-ounce filet. Maybe a filet sirloin, top sirloin or whatever. Butter. It was delicious. I didn't even want to eat the salad. Well, I took it off the salad a little, moved the leaves around and put it off to the side. Ate the salad, mixed greens, spring greens, spring mix, arugula and all the other crap that they put in there. Radicchio and romaine and whatever. Had to eat the salad or the steak by itself. It was so good. It was delicious. I was very impressed with Longhorn. So, good job on Longhorn. And then, the only problem I had, well, there's several problems I have with the wait staff, was our waitress, the beers, and what was the other thing? I think that was it. So, beers and waitress. The waitress and beers. I had a problem with. So, I'll take a quick little break and come back and tell you all about it. Because it's a scam. It's a scam, and settle down, all right? Stick around. I'll be right back. No more. All right, guys, if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, that's the first segment of the show. Make sure you stick around because the full-length podcast will be... Where's the camera at? Full-length podcast video will be available shortly. So, bye. See ya. Last week, I talked about the pain in my chest. And I'd like to thank everyone that reached out to me. And for everyone that actually reached out to me and asked me or gave me, what advice as far as what it was. Like I said to you on the phone, on text messages, you each get $1,000. So I appreciate all you guys. And the reason why I say that is because nobody, our whole entire listening audience, had any recommendations as far as why I had a pain in my chest. I could be laying here dead in the studio right now. Nobody. Which is sad. Because the funny part is, I posted all the pictures of my dad's birthday dinner on Facebook, and nobody, believe me, growing up, the people that are on my Facebook page, I have a small collective amount, maybe less than 300 people, small collective group of people on my Facebook page that know me. I mean, like, we have met in person. Hi, how you doing? We either went to school, we either hung out, we had a relationship, we had something, there was some connection between all of us. And when I post stuff on my personal Facebook page, you get a like or two. I posted, this is my dad's 80th birthday. I had over, 80 some odd people like and comment and all this stuff. I'm like, who the fuck are these people? You guys don't know my dad. My dad was never around, especially growing up. You guys never met him. Happy birthday, Pops. Happy birthday, Pops. Happy birthday, Pops. Happy birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Mr. Holmes. Happy. Fuck you. No, I appreciate it. One of the jokes was, I told someone who's literally never met my dad, maybe at my wedding, met my dad, said, happy birthday, Mr. Holmes. I said, great, I'll print this out to him and give it to him. How about that, He's on Facebook. Go to his Facebook page. Oh, never mind. I know. I'm getting in circles. I'm upset. I'm told you. I got hot. I was on the phone. I was on a riff. I was ripping and tearing and yelling and screaming. I'm like, what the fuck? And unfortunately, it's folded over on you guys. And I apologize for yelling at you. No. Come back. I'm sorry. Here, give you a big hug. Big hug. Big. I know. Can you feel my ribs in the back? Not too hard. I got a pain in my chest. Don't squeeze me too hard. My wife goes to me, and I'm like, that pain in my chest, it's still hurting. And when I say the pain in my chest, just to recap everyone, it's on the right side, just around my rib cage. If you're watching this here on the video here. Right here, under my rib cage. And she's like, you need to go see a doctor. Why? Babe, I'm fine because I can feel it behind my back and on my thing here. She goes, I said, remember the time it was raining and I got out of the truck too fast and for whatever reason I smacked the friggin' mirror on my 2500 series Chevy Silverado and it twisted my body? I said, that's what it is. And my wife goes, oh, then you've got a rib out of place. I got a what? A rib out of place? Now, this is not the first time she's told me that, and this is not the first time this has happened to me. Where I feel like I've got, if I move my body just right, it feels like a pinched nerve that just wraps around from my sternum to the right-hand side all the way to the spine in the back. You've got a rib out of place, hon. You need to go see a doctor or chiropractor. No, I don't. This is not a life or death thing. She's like, then stop complaining about it. Okay, I will stop complaining about it. And this whole past weekend, we're finishing up the bathroom. I pulled the doors off the hinges so I could paint them outside and sand them down and stuff and put the doors back on the hinges and stuff. As I'm lifting it up, I'm like, oh, fuck. She's like, what? What's wrong? Did you pinch your finger? No. Did you stub your toe? No. Nothing. Everything's fine, babe. Everything's fine. Just put the screws in the hinges and put the pin in the thing there. But she said I've got a rib out of place. Aren't they connected? I mean, it's bone. It's a solid structure. It's like saying, on a wall in a house, in the middle of the house, you've got a 2x4 out of place. Like it just kind of bent out of place or something. I'm working through it. So my dad and I dropped him off at Longhorns. Extended horns. I said, Dad, go inside, grab a table. Do you want to sit at the bar or do you want to sit at the table? I don't think I can sit at the bar. I'll fall off the stool. All right, Dad, grab a booth or whatever. Let me go park the truck, and I'll walk inside and I'll come back. Park the truck, walk back inside. Hi, welcome to Longhorns. Yeah, my dad just walked in. I need to. Oh, he's over there. Okay, so I sit down. Waitress comes over. I just recently saw a skit on Saturday Night Live, SNL, where Jack Black, I guess, was on the program or something, and it was, they were doing like a Chili's, like a couple at Chili's. And the waitress came over and she's like high on meth or, I don't know, fucked up or something. And it's funny that I saw that clip because that's exactly what our waitress was like. Now, I don't want to say Monroe, which is the next town over from us. This is where they keep all the restaurants. They hoard them over there because we don't have any people here where we live. So we have to go to the little next town over. And it's not the best community over there. They're trying. They're really, really trying. But it's kind of, there is an addiction problem in that area somewhat. It is a traveler's town, meaning that there's a main thoroughfare if you're going from, from the beaches in North Carolina through, and you're trying to get to Charlotte. This is like a main thoroughfare that kind of cuts through like the 2-lane city country roads and stuff to get into Charlotte. It's well traveled, but there's a lot of passer-throughs. There's a lot of transient people that pass through. So there's a lot of addiction problems and drug problems and stuff on one side of the track. So, and I think sometimes they're trying to get clean. Some people are trying to get clean and they take up jobs as waitresses and wait staff, and because it's an easy job to get. And this girl comes over and she is a white girl, but she's country black. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation or not the pronunciation, but the correct label to put on her. How y'all doing, honey? I don't even know if I'm doing it justice. She's got a little bit of ghetto in her. You know what I mean? She's got a little bit of ghetto in her. Her teeth aren't the best. But she's got long brown hair and in a ponytail. She's got glasses on. She's probably maybe just started being 40 years old. And she is, at 12 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon, she is amped up. Hey, what can I get for you, honey? I can get that for you. Oh, you got it, darling. You got it, boy. You got it, this and all this stuff. And I'm like going, look, it's lunchtime. My dad and I are just sitting here having a good time. Just, we're not a party people. There's not sports games on the TVs or anything like that. It's fucking Longhorn Steakhouse, and we're sitting here having a conversation with each other. I don't need you bouncing around like I'm at a sports bar or something. I don't need to be entertained. Now, saying that, I went up to her and I said, after we placed the order, I said, Dad, let me go wash my hands. I always wash my hands. Go in the bathroom, wash my hands. And as I'm passing by her little wait station there, I put my hand ever so gently on her shoulder and I said, hey, just let you know, it's my dad's birthday. He's 80 years old. Oh, honey, I got you. I got you. I got you. I said, okay. let's take it down. You're about an 8. We need the level like around 4. So I come back and we finish our dinner or my lunch and stuff. We had a good time. Let me tell you something about Longhorn, how they're scamming you, by the way. My dad and I both ordered large beers. Can I get you guys something, you fellas something to drink? Yeah, I'll take a large Miller Lite, please. Draft? Dad, what do you want? You driving? Yeah. Duh, you're not getting in my truck, driving that around. I'll take a large too. So we get 2 larges. And I got pictures of this on the This Is 50 Facebook page. You can see it. So we're doing our meal and stuff, and, you know, she's bound. Can I get you guys anything? You guys doing all right? Can I get you more bread? Can I get you more of this? You know, what? Relax. Calm down. Before we cashed out, the lady brings over an ice cream for my dad. I don't know what kind of ice cream it was. It was a mound of ice cream, and it had like chocolate chunks and peanuts in it and whipped cream on top and a little chocolate drizzle over the top of it. Before this came, my dad goes, the waitress comes over and goes, you guys need another beer? I'm already on like beer number 3, right? So I'm like, yeah, let me have one more large. And we've been there for like an hour and 15 minutes. So don't judge me, all right? My dad goes, I have a small. So she brings over the large and brings over the small. Now, I don't know if you've seen the glasses at Longhorns. The large is about a foot tall, and it's a taper glass. It's kind of small at the bottom, and then it's fat at the bottom and gets real thin where you put your hand around it, and then it gets really big at the top, like a whatever. The small is basically just a pint glass, pint glass. So I look at the pint glass and I'm looking at my large and I go, Dad, how much you want to bet that's the same amount of beer that's in my glass here? Well, let's try it out. I said, all right. I said, finish your beer. He had like maybe 2 swallows left out it. I said, Dad, chug that little bit right there. Telling an 80-year-old man to chug the last 2 things of beer while he's looking at this ice cream on the table. Yeah, that's a treat in itself. So he chugs it, spills halfway out of his mouth and stuff. I said, Dad, all right, fine, you're fine. So I take the last little swallow and I pour it in my large beer. Now my dad's got the small beer next to him. And I grab the small beer and I kind of like look around, make sure our waitress isn't coming by or there's no wait staff. We're in a booth and the fucking booths got high backs on them. We're kind of secluded. So I start pouring the small into the large glass that my dad had. And I'm pouring it. And it's getting a little foamy, a little head to it. And I go, okay, a little bit more, wait for the head to go down. I put the glass down on the table, the small glass, and I put the large glass right next to it. As the foam settles, it's the same exact amount of fucking beer. And as we're sitting there looking at it, our waitress goes by us. I'm sorry, I almost hit the microphone. That's how pissed I was. I said, what are the fucking chances? She didn't say nothing. Now, I don't know if they poured a small beer into a larger glass, like a regular glass, pint-sized glass. I say pint-size. Instead of doing a smaller glass, just per whatever. So maybe we got a better deal with the small this one time. I don't know. Longhorn. Reach out to me. Let me know. Then we get in the truck, pull around. I can go get the truck, pull around, go pick up my dad. This is where it gets a little interesting. Careful what you wish for, kids. So stick around. I'll dive into that when we come back. I'm fighting with 2 companies right now. Actually 3, but I don't want to dive into the third one because I really haven't pursued it. I'm fighting with the company that pays me for the podcasting and stuff. Because I'm trying to switch bank accounts. The other person I'm fighting with is one of the podcast companies where the podcast lives, my distributor. As you guys know, I do this show. I do another show. If you're watching this right now on the video, I just switched it. I'll switch back. I do that one that's over my left shoulder. I do this one, and then I do the other one, which was just recently canceled. You can see that's why it's upside down over there. So I had to cancel one of the subscriptions. You know, you pay for it for the whole year. I canceled one of the subscriptions of my distribution, whatever, for the podcast. The very next month, they charged me for all 3 podcasts again. So I'm like, whoa, hold on. I've got this one still going. I don't mind paying for that one for the whole year. I've got this one going. That's still going. But I just canceled this one before the renewal started. And you're charging me the full amount for all 3. Why is that? Well, you're part of what we call the Legendary program that we don't do anymore. Okay, so why? I don't understand why you're charging me the Legendary price if the Legendary is not available anymore. So this is our new pricing scale as far as, getting your getting on, iHeartRadio and all the other stuff. This is what we charge now. And I'm like going, yeah, but I'm only doing 2 shows now. Well, in the background, I'm doing a 3rd show, but that's on another platform in itself. But anyways, so why am I being charged for 3? Well, we'll get back to you. Because it costs a lot of money. It costs not a tremendous amount of money, but for a place to hold your podcast, to hold all your stuff and keep it in record and distribute it for you, allow you to, distribution and all that stuff. They'll do it for you and they'll put all the keynotes and everything for you. You tell it what to say and it'll pick everything out, all the AI stuff. And now I'm gone from 3 down to 2. Why are you charging me for 3? Well, I'm dealing with them. I haven't dive. I haven't gotten with them yet. I sent them a couple of emails, and it's one of those, wait till later. We sent it up the chain, and that chain is very, very high and in a far, far land. So my dad, I asked, anyone text you from the family? Anyone? I text you. I kind of gave that away a little bit, but anyone call you from the family? Send you a card or anything for your birthday? Nope. I said, really? Your brother, your sister, any of mom's side of the family say anything to you? Nope. Oh, wait. I talked to my brother. Oh, I'm sorry. He said, I talked to my sister. Yeah, what'd she say? Happy birthday. Are they doing all right? Because you're 80 now and, they're right behind you. They're fine. What about your brother? Nope, haven't heard anything. So no one from mom's side of the family? Well, your Aunt Shirley. Fucking hate her. I don't want to say hate. I do not agree with her. What do I want to say? I've talked about her before. I don't believe in the way she treats people is right. And here's a prime example. There's a huge background as far as where my mom came from and where my dad came from. My mom was born into somewhat a financially stable family. My dad was not. They fought and scratched for everything that they could possibly get. So when you bring those 2 people together and they fall in love and they have me. Hi. So now I'm torn in between the 2, both families. I've got the yeehaw, slap my knee on this side of the family, and I've got this side of the family that if I don't use the right salad fork, I get, punished when we're having dinner. So my Aunt Shirley is my mom's half-sister. Just call her sister. I could go down the family lineage on that. She is the reason why I do not talk to my mom or quit talking to my mom. Because of the way she views me and everything else around us. Aunt Shirley texted me Happy birthday, my dad says. I said, this 92-year-old woman who normally sends out cards on everyone's birthday, Christmas, no matter what's going on, sends out cards all the time, texted you? Someone who has not driven a car since 1942. Only because she cannot. She does not have the mental capacity to drive a car. She panics. She freaks out. She can't drive a car. She's not allowed. Her husband, my uncle, did not allow her to drive. It's one of those, it was a common thing back in the day. The woman did not drive a car. She texted you? You mean like on her phone? My dad said, yeah. She obviously has got, she's getting used to the smartphone and stuff. I said, what did she say? Happy birthday, OW. That's it? No phone call. No nothing. Nope. I don't know how I should feel about that. I will tell you how I feel about it. I feel bad because, like I said, it was nothing for her. My dad has no communication with any of my mom's side of the family at all. Zippo. And if it wasn't for my dad, there would be no communication at all with that side of the family at all. Once my dad dies, goes on, I will never have another conversation with that side of the family again. I hate to do that. I hate to say that, but that's just the way the boundaries have been set up. This is the bridges and the walls and everything that you burn or built. She texted you, Dad? She has a hard time answering a cordless phone. Yeah, she texted me. All right. I guess she didn't want to ask you how you were doing. Are you doing all right? How am I doing? That conversation. No, it's a two-way street. My dad can call and text all these people, but he's not welcome on that side of the family. He is not welcome at all on that side of the family. Oh yes, they'll have him over for dinner as long as my mom's there or I'm there. So anyways, I was a little pissed off about the text message from a 92-year-old woman who doesn't have I don't have the time. I'm busy. Oh, Trav, I'm so busy. I'm jet setting around the planet. I'm Ubering here. I'm getting, martinis over here, drinking boxed wine over here. I can't be calling everyone on their birthday on your side of the family. I have no connection to you guys anymore. That kind of pisses me off. So that's where we're at. So when we left the Longhorn Steakhouse, something happened, and I was like, "Oh shit! What are the fucking chances? What are the fucking chances?" And it started with one phrase that my dad said, and I almost, said something, and I was like, "Oh nope, I'm not gonna say anything because I'll jinx myself." I wish I would have said it because it would have been a perfect situation. So I'll tell you what that was that I said when we come back. So stick around. I'll be right back. My wife is really getting upset at her car. Only because it's 2017 Audi Q5. It just come up on 109,000 miles on it. And we replaced the brakes, I don't know, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, somewhere around there. Brake pads. And they do the rotors and everything. Everything's good. We had a huge freeze over the winter where it got below 5 degrees for a couple days straight. And I think it cracked the water pump. So there's a hairline crack in the water pump where the coolant is getting out somehow. It's escaping. So I have to, like, every 4 or 5 days, just check the levels. I'm like, well, yeah, let's just limp into this year and let's see if we can, keep it going and stuff. As long as we stay on top of it. It's not something I have to do every day. If I have to do it once a week, I'll check it once a week. Another red light came on the other day. Another warning light on this Audi Q5, which is it's an awesome machine. It really is. She went to the her horse training thing. So she drives like 45 miles away. She gets there and it says oil level is low. I said, really? She's like, yeah, it's on my screen. Their oil level's low. You might need to add a quart of oil to it. I go, well, that's weird. I've never heard of that before. Never heard anyone say anything that something's popped up on the screen or anything like that. Now, I've had older cars. I've had, Volkswagen Bugs and, the Nissan D21 that we just got rid of here. If the oil level gets low, the engine starts running hot. And you see the little light come on that it's going to, the engine's running hot. And you're like, oh, shit, I need to put oil in. Plus, you can hear it. You can hear the lifters going instead of just being, quiet and stuff. So on this Audi Q5, there's a meter, some kind of level register thing that said, hey, you're about a little bit less than a quart of oil low. So I'm looking it up. She's freaking out. The car's falling apart. Everything's going to shit. My phone won't connect to it. There's a leak in the radiator. I got to check all the time now. The oil level, blah, 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 blah. I know, babe. I know. She just doesn't have confidence now driving the car. And I said, well, let me look it up. Sure enough, the Audi Q5 will burn oil when it gets to a certain age because there's a valve assembly that's not failing. It's just old. You replace that. It's like $600 with the labor and stuff. You replace that. It's going to be fine. So I said to her, look, babe, just go to the O'Reilly's or Pep Boys or whatever's around us. I forget what all the name of the places are. I said, and I took a picture of the oil on the computer, sent it to her. I said, buy a quart of this. She buys like the big 5-quart jug, gallon and a half of this. And I'm going to put this oil in the car and see if there's any leaks. There's no leaks on the ground. There's no leaks anywhere. There's no smoke or anything coming out of the back of the car. It's just burning oil. And we get the oil change maybe once a year, well, it's on a timer, so it's twice a year. Whether we've gone, 10,000 miles or not, the timer just comes up, time to service your car. So I lift the hood up, and I'm looking around in the vehicle. I'm like, all right, there's where I put the coolant. There's where I put the windshield wiper fluid. Dipstick. I don't see a dipstick on this car. Now, one of the podcast shows that I do is a news and entertainment show. And I remember reading an article on that show saying that they're removing dipsticks from the car. But I thought it started in 2020. They were removing the dipsticks from the car. And I'm looking and I go online. I'm like going, hey, where is the dipstick on an Audi Q5, 2017 for the oil? Oh, there is none. What do you mean there is none? You have to go into the settings menu. Here we go. Technology. Go to car, go to settings, go to, where it says tires, pressure, all this other stuff. Go to oil, maintenance, click on that, and it'll show you the level of the oil in your car. Sure enough, I'm looking at the screen on the dashboard. I'm sitting in the car looking at it, and I've got a big jug of oil in my hand outside the door, and I'm looking at it, I'm like going, well, ain't this some shit? So now I got to play this, what do they call it? Chinese fire drill with the car, where I pour put the funnel in there where the oil cap is, take the oil cap off right in the center of the motor, put this funnel in there, and I got to pour the oil and then stop and then run inside to see where it goes real quick. I'm looking on the dash. I'm waiting. Oh my God. I and go back in. I pour a little bit more oil and then run back around to the inside the car and look and see where it's at again. Who designed this car? We designed this car for you, Mr. Holmes. Way to go, Pavlov. At least have a bell or some kind of indicator on the car when the oil level gets to max. Now, of course, we let the car rest. You know, you never put hot or oil in a hot car. And I'm pouring it, pouring. You know, I'm waiting for that ding. All right, stop. That's enough. That's all I need. Horn blow. You know, you leave your keys anywhere close to the car and you walk away from it, the car triggers that noise. They can't do that with the oil? Just a little ding. Okay, you're full. Thank you. So we're at the point now where, you know, the car's been paid off for a long time. And I go, well, what do you want to do with this, babe? Do you want to sell it? We're not taking it to a dealership and trading it in because you get shit with that. You know, the neighbor next door with the Mormon kids, he's like, if you ever sell this car, let me know. I'll buy it from you. You know, I got 6 kids. I got to go through college and all this stuff. I said, do you want to buy this car? I said, babe, we could sell him this car right now. We bought the car, I think, for $65,000. Right now, I think I just looked it up. It was worth $21,000, like individual selling on it. It's $21,000, babe. Let's sell the car, get what we can out of it, go put a down payment. She's like, I don't want another car payment on top of the truck because the truck payment is ridiculous. If we can get the truck payment gone, which will probably be this year, then we'll think about it. Have $21,000? Put a down payment on a car? Yeah, but what kind of car are you going to get, Trav? Well, I'll probably get another $80,000 car. I don't know what we're going to get. She's looking at the 4Runners and stuff. I'm like going, oh, man. If you want it, we'll see. So when we leave Longhorn Steakhouse, and I've had 3 beers, plus my dad couldn't finish his other tall boy because he's eating his ice cream. I had half of his beer, so I had like 3.5 beers. Whatever the ounce size is, I don't know. Look it up on the menu. So I had 4 within an hour and 15 minutes. And I had a salad with a sirloin, top choice, whatever, 7-layer pepper, whatever I said before, which was delicious. Did you have any of the bread? No, I did not. I'm still running. I'm still doing my thing. If you're watching this here on the YouTube video, my wife cut my hair. Yes, I do have a mohawk. Yes, I do. And it does make me look thinner in the face. It's amazing how that works. So I grab my dad, throw him in the truck. We get out on the major highway there, and we're driving home. And I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm a trained professional. Said that a million times. Trained professional. Driving home. It's a 1-lane shot. You know, all the way down to the light, take a left, all the way down, get into the neighborhood. You're basically home free. Nobody, no cops go back on those 2-lane country roads because they don't want to deal with us. We're not the problem. It's the other side of the street that's the problem. So my dad says, as we get out in the traffic, you want a mint? He always has candies and shit in his pocket. And I go, no, Dad, I'm fine. And in my mind, I was thinking, it's 1:30 in the afternoon on a Thursday in Monroe. That's the town, the small town that's next to us. I said, cops are too busy doing other stuff. They're not going to bother me. They're not going to bother traffic, you know, whatever we're doing. They got other stuff going on. I said, Dad, I'm fine. As soon as I said that, or thought that, sorry, never said it, thought it. No, Dad, I don't want a mint. And I said all that stuff on my mind. I look in my rearview mirror, and I took a picture of it because I'm like going, there was a cop car behind me. Did I do something wrong? It was the local police. And I'm like, fuck. Now, the way my truck's set up, it's got tinted windows all around. It's got, you know, the dual cab and everything. So the cop is in a Durango or whatever those smaller cars are. So he can't literally like see in the windows behind us. And my rear view mirror has a camera. Like it's not a actual mirror. It's a camera. It's a replay of what's behind me. I know, fancy, right? And I'm watching him. And I'm like, if he starts leaning over typing, you know, because they drive and then type and then drive and then type. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I'm playing it cool. And then they're doing construction or something on one of the lanes or something happened. And, you know, the lane shifts over. And I was like going, what are the fucking chances? Sure enough, he switches over to one more lane past me, flies by me. Whew. Now, I could have said what I was thinking and jinxed the whole entire thing, and he would have pulled us over. I would have ended up in jail, you know, some kind of DUI or something. Not that I was over the limit or anything like that, but I was like going, what are the fucking chances that my dad goes, you want a mint? And I was thinking, yeah, I'm safe, Dad. Well, we're fine. We're almost home. There's all this traffic and stuff. The cops aren't going to bother us or anything. And then whoop, whoop. Oh, Jesus. Fuck. Where'd he come from? I was like, oh, my God. Can you believe this shit? Where are we at on time? I know. Not a whole lot of big things have happened this week. Just a lot of little things. So I apologize if we're jumping around too much, but there's a lot of little things that happened this week, and I'm trying to make it as entertaining for you as possible. So when we come back, I can touch on the bank thing real quick, and then I'll go on to other stuff. So, all right, take a little break, and I'll be right back. Ordered my new windows for the front of the house. Just to refresh your memory, my dad doesn't, for like Christmas time, he doesn't really buy us like individual gifts. He does little odds and ends stuff, but his big purchase is like, you know, I'll buy you, like when he first moved in, he's like, well, what do you want? I'm like going, well, Dad, we don't need anything at all. And he goes, and my wife goes, oh, I hate this refrigerator because of the way it's designed. She's like, I want to, you know, this on the bottom and all this. So my dad goes, all right, I'll buy you a new refrigerator. So he buys us a new refrigerator. And the old refrigerator, ironically enough, is out in the garage. And that's his refrigerator that stores all his shit in there. Because everything he buys is frozen in gallons and gallons of tea. He's got that won't be held in the house. So he's got his own refrigerator outside. The other thing he bought, he was so panicking as far as we lose power, because like I said, we're out in the middle of nowhere. We lose power here. He was afraid that he was going to be on some kind of like life support or kidney dialysis or some kind of machine where it relied on the power. So he bought a whole house generator for us one year, which was nice. Thank you very much for that, because that's worked out tremendously. Especially, you know, my wife and I both work from home. So when we lose power, we have little battery backups for all the computers and stuff. So as long as it, you know, stays on, or the battery backups usually kick on and will stay on for like 6 or 7 hours, but the generator kicks on within 30 seconds. So we just need to get that window there. This year he was like, oh, well, what else you need? I go, babe, I don't know. Babe, what do you want? And he's like, or my wife's like, well, let's get these front windows fixed, because the brick molding and everything's all rotten on them, and I hate these windows. Let's fix them. All right, Dad, we'll do that. So we just dragged our ass as far as like getting them, picking them out, and then finding out someone to install them. We did the whole Andersen windows. Everyone says fuck Andersen windows. Now I understand why they say fuck Andersen windows. But there's a lot of people out there that are just starting out in like being a contractor and stuff. And I came across one of them. It's a high school friend of mine who lived in the area. And I'm like going, hey, look, you know, if we buy the windows, can you install them? Yeah, man, I'll do it. And, you know, yes, no problem. Dad, we're going to buy new windows from the front of the house. Okay. To just tell me how much it is and I'll transfer the money. I'm like, all right. So we bought 3 brand new windows for the front of the house. Of course, they're not common sizes, so we have to order them. They have to build them, yada, yada, yada. So the windows are ordered. They should be here in about 3 weeks now. The problem that I'm having is, and when I say this guy is a high school friend, he is, I'm not being truthful on that. The high school friend had a daughter. My high school friend who lives in this area has a daughter. The daughter has gotten her general contractor's license. And I said to my high school friend, hey, let me help her out, because she's a female. The daughter, is a female, the contractor. Let me help her out. Hey, you want to come over and price these windows out and I'll help you get started and stuff? Well, I didn't know that she would just kind of delegate out to whoever. And she's like, yeah, no problem. This guy's going to come over. He's going to give you a price on everything. So this guy comes over and we start talking. His name's Ben. Real nice guy. And he goes, we got to talking and stuff. He's like, yeah, I've been doing this for less than a year. And I go, oh, okay. He's a young guy. He's probably just like 31, 32 years old. He said, he would install windows for other companies and stuff. He goes, well, why can't I do this on my own? Well, there's a reason why you can't just do it on your own, is because there's a protocol that people would like to see. And the reason why I bring this up is because he would text me everything, text me all the building materials and stuff that I need to buy. And so I'm like, hey man, can you do me a favor? Can you just put it in an email? I don't have time to sit here and scroll, and I need something tangible. Can I print it out and then go down to the store and do it? He's like, yeah, but it'll take me a day or two to go in there and type you up an email. His problem is he works and lives by his phone, which is fine. But you have to understand that some of us, like me, need some kind of invoice. I need a paper invoice with a header, a name, the price, what I'm getting, all that stuff, some kind of guarantee. Not a guarantee, but hey, all work and stuff is done, paid in full, stamp, done. You see what I'm saying? Even if it's a simple program through QuickBooks or what's the other one? I forget the other one. There's a Wave program out there that's completely free to use. I just need some kind of document saying that I'm paying for this and you're doing this and all that stuff. So I emailed him. Hey, didn't forget about you. If you want to work on the facial boards and stuff, you're welcome to do that too. And blah, blah. Didn't get an answer. No answer. 5 days go by. I texted him, hey man, I sent you an email. And he literally says to me, hey, I'm really, really busy. Would you be okay with going back to just texting information back and forth between the two of us as far as like pricing and stuff like that? I'm like, I guess, yeah. Can I print this out later? Sure. Can I have some kind of written thing that, hey, this is what we talked about, this is what we're doing? Now, granted, he's a new guy, and I'm trying to help him out, and I'm trying to support the local guy. Our bathroom was done with a local guy. Did a great job. Saved us a lot of money because we did a lot of the work ourselves, but still saved us a lot of money. I'm trying to do the right thing with this guy. So I don't know if he's going to falter on his agreement or anything. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll wait and see when the windows come in. I don't know. I guess my opinion is if you're that busy, you need to start tracking workflow, income coming in, estimates, and invoices that you've made and stuff. I don't think he's there yet. And that I feel like I'm going to get lost in the shuffle. Like the fucking bank people. I'm trying to cancel out my bank shit. I'll just get into it now. So I have all my bank stuff going through Wells Fargo, and it goes through this third-party acquisition. I don't know if I'm saying that right, or I know what I'm saying, but if that's the right term for it. All my money goes through this one company that pays me indirectly. The money goes into that account, then it goes into a wallet, and that wallet goes into me. That way, the LLC and the whole corporation and stuff doesn't interfere with each other. Got it? That's the simple part. So all my money was going through Wells Fargo or going through this third-party company and then going into my Wells Fargo account. Now that I have Capital One, I've canceled out the Wells Fargo account, my business account, and then having it going to my personal Capital One account. So I'm dealing with these people, and I'm calling them up, and they're, like I said, they're dirk people, and I'm like going, what the fuck? They hung up on me. I say hung up on me. We lost connection 3 times. Did I tell you this before? I feel like I told you this before. If I have, I'll chop this out. Remember the good old days? I know. So that's where I'm pissed. I don't know if that solved my problem or paid off the feed on that, but I'm dealing with this company. Payoneer. Are you familiar with them? Getting the funds and stuff put into this wallet, and then it comes to me. It worked so well for so long, and I'm just trying to switch out the account from Wells Fargo to this Capital One, and they're like going, okay, hold on, I gotta get you to our expert. All right, see you later. Talk to you later. Where are we at on time? So you asked me what did I get my dad for his birthday? What do you get an 80-year-old man who lives in your house for his birthday? Dad, what do you want for your birthday? You don't have to give me anything. Do you want a cake or anything? Yeah, okay. What kind of cake you want? I don't know. All right, Dad, you're not making this easy for me. One thing I thought was the perfect gift for him, and I got it for him. And I'll tell you what it is when we come back. So stick around. I'll be right back. Sunday Fun Day. Sunday, for me, is a maximum relax day. My wife does her horse thing, and it's not like she has to be out there at a certain time. She goes out there, to groom them, spend some time with them, take them on nature walks and stuff. It's not a training facility. It's kind of like he gets a walk in the park after training, Monday through Friday, pounding them and working them hard and making them do all this stuff. Sunday's the day that she kind of goes out there and grooms him, gives him a wash, clips his mane, and they walk around and relax and just spend bonding time. There's a big thing about, a rider and a horse to where they have to bond. They both have to trust each other. So this is the day that my wife chooses to do that. I choose to sit in my big luxurious movie chair and eat Doritos all day. I do. I'm like going, we've done our work for the week. We're both very, very busy inside and outside the house. I said, if you're going to do that, and it's just the nature of where our workflow is, I'll get a bag of Doritos, not the big family size. The next one down is like $4, and I'll watch movies, that I want to get caught up on because I want to, be in the know as far as entertainment wise. And I'll eat a whole fucking bag of Doritos. Now I'm still running Monday through Friday. Get up, do my stuff. 8 o'clock, I'm hitting the pavement. I'm still having a problem with my right heel. I saw a TikTok video was talking about, do you have gout? And I'm like going, no. Do you have gout in your heel? I go, whoa, wait a minute. Gout can go in your heel? This is the medication you need to take. This is what you're missing from your diet. And he's got like a capsule or something. It's a commercial, but I was like going, I never thought about gout in my heel. I thought it was always in your toes. I always thought what I had was my Achilles tendon. It wasn't stretching out enough. Do I have gout in my heel? I don't know. How do you get gout? Is it what? It was a folic acid or something? I'm not eating shellfish all day long. I'm still eating eggs in the morning, cottage cheese, chicken breast at night, and then chicken and vegetables at night. Drink some beers, nothing outside of that. On the weekends, well, maybe I indulge a little bit. Like Sunday, I eat a whole bag of fucking Doritos. I'll sit there and just mow. I won't even lick my fingers. I want that residue to build up. The dust on my fingers. And I'll have a little soda. You know, like a Mountain Dew Zero or something like that. And I'm watching whatever movies that I missed for the week or it came out that week. So, do I have gout? I don't know if I have gout. I can still walk on it. If I stretch it out, it's fine. And I do the whole red light healing thing. I have a big pad. It's 2 foot by maybe 3.5 foot that I sit on while I'm watching movies. It's a big pad. And I turn it on, the red lights light up, and you have to put basically flesh to the pad. So I'm wearing like my little skimpy outfits, my stripper outfit with a blanket over the top of me, just so my butt and my hips and my back make contact with that red light thing. As far as my heel, my wife's got a boot that has red light in it, and I've been wearing it, and doot. Put that on, it's not helping my foot. The red light's helping my back and my butt and everything. So maybe I do have gout. Or will the red light not touch like a pulled Achilles tendon there? I don't know. Doctor people, I count on you, but you never return my friggin' messages. You don't respond to these videos and stuff. God, no, I know there's plenty of you out there. I see you. There's lots of you out there. One thing I have noticed when I sit there on Sunday, I'm always dying, right? Every day of my life, I think I'm dying. After a long week of doing, the 2 podcasts that I have now. I do a third one, but we'll get into that one a little bit later on down the line there. It's spring, summertime, going out there, mowing the lawn and taking care of all that stuff outside and the pastures and fixing and painting and fertilizing and mowing and trimming and cutting and fixing and trimming and cutting and painting and all that stuff, Monday through Saturday. And on top of that, indulgence and drinking beer and stuff. Sunday's the only day where I just sit there and just completely go, nope, nothing. I'm going to sit right here all day long. Not going to do a thing. Watch movies and eat my Doritos. I'll have a sensible breakfast. Lunchtime comes around. Eat my Doritos. Sensible dinner. And then I'm in bed. As I'm sitting there during the day, the process of the day, I notice myself, my body won't shut off. My body won't, I'm always a little itch, on my leg, on my arm, on my neck. I notice, I'm like, God, can you just put your hands down in your lap and not move, dummy? I'm noticing it more and more that I just can't sit still. Now, I don't drink any caffeine drinks. The only caffeine drink that I have is a small 10-ounce cup of coffee Monday through Friday. Now, granted, I did say I have a Mountain Dew, but I only have like one Mountain Dew on Sunday because I don't have the coffee. And it tastes so good with Doritos. Mountain Dew and Doritos, they should have a commercial somewhere. Once you're doing the do, you can do the Doritos. I don't know. I'm still working on the pitch line on that. But when I do, I'll be a millionaire. But I find myself twitching, and I'm in comfortable clothes. I'm in a comfortable chair, and I'm sitting there, and I constantly, I'm grabbing my arm, fixing this. Is there something wrong with my brain where it's not just shutting off where I can't do something? I don't know. I'd ask my doctor friends again. Reach out to me. Or my psychologist friends. Or my psychotherapist friends. because I know I've got a bunch of you out there. I know you by heart. So what do you get your dad, who's 80 years old, who lives in your house, in his little room, who can't move, his legs are shot, his knees are shot. He doesn't drive anywhere other than his doctor's appointments. He doesn't go grocery shopping. He does it online and I go pick it up for him. I don't put him away. I put all the freezer stuff, cram it in the freezer. I put all this refrigerator stuff in the refrigerator out in the garage. And then I bring in lunch and meat and stuff that he has for inside the house. And then if he wants something, go out there and fish through it, Dad. I picked it up, brought it home. You guys, figure it out. How you want it set up. I'm not going to sit here and babysit you. You're an 80-year-old man. You're a grown-ass man. Double grown over. Oh, okay. But his knees are shot. He can't move. He has a hard time walking upstairs. He has all this stuff going on. So what do you get an 80-year-old man who's basically a hermit in his room? When he first moved in 4 years ago, this past March, he used to go get his own food. He used to, drive the little shopping cart, the little mobile shopping cart around the store and get all his stuff. And he would always spend money in North Carolina. I think they have it in Florida now. North Carolina, they have a big scratch-off lottery machine where you can get all the lottery, regular lottery tickets and all that. And this is new. This is cool. He'd scan his ID. When he paid for his groceries, he always, do you want cash back? Hell yeah. He'd get, $100 out and he'd stick $100 in this machine and get whatever scratch offs and stuff. And he would sit at home and just sit there and scratch. But he'd get the big ones. He'd get like the $20 ones. Relax on that. I want another $100. I want another $100, How many $100 did you have to spend to get those $200? About $6. So what do you get your dad that's 80 years old, living in your house, who's a hermit, can't get out and do anything? I said, you know what? I bet you he misses getting scratch-off tickets and sitting in his room and scratching them off. So I did. I bought him $100, $10 tickets, and I got him one of those cards where you open it up and it has all the sound effects and stuff. $13 for that fucking birthday card. I almost says Christmas card. $13 for that birthday card. It's got all the lights and it goes, and that's all it does, fart jokes. It's funny. And then $100 worth of $10 scratch-off tickets. So he scratched them all. I said, Dad, take your time, relax. Scratch them, a little bit make sure you're doing it right and you're reading it right and you're doing everything. I go out and I do something. I come back like 2 hours later. Did you scratch any of them off? I'm all done. Really? That's it? But he was so happy. I got him those scratch-off tickets. He was like, I'm going to have a great time. And then I came in around lunchtime. I'm all done. Did you win anything? $30. I said, no. That's how they get you, Dad. They rope you in. They rope you in with the big money. And here in North Carolina, the new tickets come out on Tuesday. So I got them the first Tuesday of every month. So I got him these new tickets that just came out the first Tuesday. And he got excited. He's like, oh, I'm going to win millions. What are you going to do, Dad? What if he was to win the grand prize of $1 million? What if he was to win a prize of $200,000? What is he going to do with that? Is it just the satisfaction of going, hey, I won, $200,000 on a scratch-off lottery ticket? Is he going to put in for some kind of surgery that he's waiting for? He has no mortgage. He has no, the only bills that he has is what he pays us for his internet connection. And we all, three of us, split the power bill, but God knows he fucking runs that power bill up. What is he going to do if he hits something more than $100? $10,000. What's he going to do with that? I'd like to know. Is he winning it for his, not retirement, but for his estate? You know, when he passes away, you know, I inherit all his estate because I'm the only child. Oh, shocker, I know. Everyone's like, oh, that explains a lot. No, I'm the only child. And I'm the only family other than his brother and sister who are both, don't trust them with money. Hence the situations they are in. What's he going to do with that money? I don't know. Just thinking about it. It's just weird that he gets so excited because he wants to win big. But if he wins big, what's his intention of winning? What is he going to do with that money if he wins big? Redeem himself somewhere? I don't know. I absolutely have no idea. But, all right, guys. I appreciate you listening to me work all this stuff out. I'll talk to you later. Okay. See you. Bye.